Hello everybody, welcome back. This is Orange Galen, and today we are watching Pokemon Evolutions, Episode 4, The Plan. And you know how all plans never survive contact with the enemy. Anyway, Happy New Year, everybody. I'm recording this on January 3rd, so I'm a little bit behind on the New Year stuff. Hopefully this comes out tomorrow, if I actually get off my butt and edit it. That's the main thing, it's just I still have not edited the previous Bofuri episode, but whatever. Yeah, editing is the main issue, is why these are so slow, because it takes a while and I just want to do other stuff. But anyway, it's the new year. Happy 2022. Hopefully this year isn't as much of a cluster as the last two, and you could even stretch that out to the past 5, I guess. Oh yeah, something interesting. Well, I shouldn't say interesting, but it's fun. This is I actually have a calendar for once. Is if you've ever noticed, is like for the past at least a year or two, I've not had a calendar just because stuff. I did not find a good calendar, and I just have not been out enough. So it's like I finally have a calendar, and it's a little bit weird seeing an actual calendar on the wall now. Yeah. So there really isn't much to talk about. In real life, anyway. But for the episode, this is the plan, and this is going to be on Black and White. I want to say, it's honestly, for favorite Pokemon games, it varies on which one is my favorite, because each one obviously has its own strengths and weaknesses, and there's no one, this is the best game, although Platinum comes close. But Black and White are, specifically White version is the one that I played, I feel like they did a lot, and I like them a lot, because it just feels like I have my own opinion, is that like Black and White, because we obviously know that it was the first one to, at the beginning at least, not including post-game stuff, did not include any of the original, or I shouldn't say original, but like the previous generations. It had its own 151, 52-ish Pokemon, and you were forced to use your own team, like a brand new team, so no using Gyarados, Pidgeot, etc., like the same team that you've been using for the past 4 generations. New whole generation, and then plus you have the whole animations of the Pokemon, like continuous animations, which was neat, because we hadn't seen that at the time. And story-wise, obviously, it's the best one out of all the Pokemon games, because they have the whole, like, within Team Galactic, not Team Galactic, Plasma, Galactic's the Fortress Ring. I have Gen 4 on my mind, because I just watched a video on the, I can't even say remakes, the remaster of Diamond and Pearl, Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, because, honestly, admit it, they're more of a remaster than a remake, because what they remake? I mean, yeah, they remade the games, obviously, but it's just like, it's more of a remaster than like adding anything. Anyway, where was I going with that? But Black and White obviously has the best story, and Team Plasma in Ghetsis, and honestly, I think that's the game that has the good amount of friends, because you have Sharon and Bianca, and they're both kind of your rivals, and I think that's like you actually get attached to them a little bit, whereas in X and Y, you have whatever they are. You have the dancer, the one that completes the Pokedex, the pink cute one, I guess, what's her name? And then you have Serena, or Calum, depending on which character you choose. And they have, like, no other character traits. Literally, it's like, I have no memories of them, aside from that one fireworks scene with, Shauna, I think her name is. That's, like, the only thing I remember from Y, from what I played it. And it's like they just are not good rivals or friends either, because you have no memories of them. Of course, that you could be saying that for a lot of Y or X and Y 6th gen. But Black and White, I think, really started the trend of your friends are your rivals. I mean, obviously, I shouldn't say obviously, but in Gen 4 you had Barry, who's kind of a friend, but kind of more of a rival, you could say, and a little bit of a spaz. Gen 3, did you have a rival? Wally, right? I think it was Wally. And this is also me not having finished Alpha Sapphire, so Yeah, anyway, I could go on about Black and White and how much I like it, but let's actually watch what you came here for, episode 4, The Plan. Yeah, so just a reminder that this is free to watch on YouTube and the Pokemon TV app. So go watch it on one of those and then come back to watch it here. Let's start The Plan.
I've waited so long. Kept my silence so no one could piece together what I've planned.
Plasma.
The truth is this. I couldn't become the hero and obtain the legendary Pokémon myself.
Hey, youngin.
So I found someone for that purpose. A warped boy who knew nothing but Pokémon.
Ghetsis. He's like one of the most vile characters in Pokemon, you know? Like the villains.
Huh?
From that moment, I provided him with everything he needed to become the hero of legend and Team Plasma's king.
This is the intro. Also saw for Black and White is that it was the first one to actually like not have just a generic intro. It was like actual story intro when you started the game. It's like immediately set it apart from the previous generations. It's like, oh, there's an actual story now, a backstory. This is almost shot for shot of the intro. I never understood what those two characters were doing. I don't remember them. I know they were part of it, but are you gonna do the arm race thing?
I encouraged N to pursue ideals so that his heart burned with a desire to improve the world. Then we could seize the minds of the people.
Hey, what do you think's going on over
Hey,
there?
Hilda!
I don't know. Let's go check it out.
Are they actually gonna show face? Hey, they actually show faces now because they're actually. I was thinking because I saw the thumbnail on this Hilda, and I was thinking if I like the hats. If they were going to show the faces, because in the previous generations you could customize your character a little bit, so it wasn't the character is like you. So I was wondering if they're going to do that for this, and they do.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your attention. I would like to talk to all of you about the liberation of all Pokémon. Pokémon are living beings from whom we humans have much to learn. Now, what is our responsibility towards these wonderful Pokémon?
Snappy's the starter I chose for that generation.
We must liberate the Pokémon. Only then will humans and Pokémon be truly equal.
Also, Hilda is the character that I chose for that game just because she looked way more interesting than generic, whatever his name is, Hilbert.
Could he be the hero who reawakens the legendary Pokémon?
I guess this is the black version then. As I said it before, I played White, so Zekrom was the one you got.
And showed me that day he was worthy of sharing my name. we prepared a castle for our king enveloping the Pokémon League.
Which doesn't make a
It
lot of
is
sense, but
symbol.
anime magic.
It means Unova will change.
Volcarona!
I also like that In was the one that you fought instead of Alder.
Ghetsis is a liar! The liberation you're talking about is just stealing Pokémon from people! He's conned you! He's conned everyone!
Whoa, I like that. I know that keeps supposed to be something, but I forgot what the reference is.
Now, the strongest trainer of all, accompanied by his legendary Pokémon, has battled the champion and won.
Please, don't separate people from Pokémon! I beg you!
Forget your destiny and always follow your heart, for your spirit is good,
Forgot the
pure,
Inn's
and
playroom.
innocent.
And there is nothing more beautiful and terrifying than innocence.
That was weird.
It's time. Yes, I've waited so
Freaking Ghetsis.
long, but those painful days are at an end. My perfect plan is nearly complete. Team Plasma will fan out and liberate every single Pokémon from every single person, and then release them all into the world in order to rule it utterly. Ah, yes. You have obtained the Lightstone. If you truly desire to keep the world as it is, you must battle our king. Go onward. Discover whether you have what it takes to be a hero.
I like how the community has almost unanimously decided that Hilda is the protagonist of Black and White. And I'm glad this follows it too.
Zekrom! Come to me!
I won't allow anyone to stop me, no matter who does what.
That's a line in Pokemon Masters.
The world will be mine.
Boom, 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 boom. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Boom, ba, da, da. Listen to the soundtrack of Black and White way too often. Okay, yeah, I mean, there's really not much you could say about these because it's just literally a rehash of the games that we've played. So, I like it. Again, I think, Black and White are some of my favorite games, story-wise and also somewhat gameplay-wise. Yeah, and I also said it before that, like, I think I like how the community has kind of unanimously decided that Hilda is the actual protagonist of Black and White. And again, I think that has to figure in with, like, she's the more unique of the two characters that you could choose. And I mean, totally no reason in particular. Totally none. Definitely not because Pokemon fans are thirsty. Okay, yeah, so... And it is also one of my favorite rivals as well. I completely glossed over him, but he has just such a unique backstory compared to some of the other people. The only one that kind of comes close, I think, is Silver in the second generation, only because of like that bonus Celebi event where you figure it out that, spoilers, of course the game is like, what, 10 years old now? That he's Giovanni's son. And again, continuing the bad parenting trend of villain Pokemon teams with Ghetsis and In. Yeah, I mean, I really don't have a lot to say after this. I like it. I like seeing some of the remastered scenes, you could say, like redone in the animation. That whole intro scene, and then the introduction, or the first time that you see Team Plasma, it really, in the story-wise, it sets up the stage, literally, because they're on a stage, of, like, the main conflict, but it also puts that, like, little doubt as to what's, like, the actuality. Obviously, we know what's the actuality, and that, like, we use Pokemon, we're friends with them, or supposed to be anyway, because the game literally forces you in some cases. But it really kind of, if you think about it, I know there was that whole, like, PETA of the Pokemon universe there, but they actually do have a good point, because all the previous teams that we've seen, Rocket obviously is the main one, but even with, actually I say previous teams, but there's literally only, actually no, because there's Galactic anyway. I was again thinking of 4th generation, where you have just Team Rocket, Magma, Aqua, man, my brain's all over the place, then Galactic, and all of them are kind of the same, but Team Rocket doesn't have really any ulterior, like, remake the world kind of things. That's why they keep using them, because they're basically just the Pokemon Mafia, and using Pokemon for profit, where they are the epitome of using Pokemon for nefarious schemes. And literally that's like their whole purpose, just use Pokemon. What's their motto? It's like, Pokemon are profit, everything is for Team Rocket. I forget exactly what it is, but it's basically their tagline almost. And with Team Plasma, that kind of puts a spin on the, oh, we're the bad guys because we're the bad guys, where it's like our ideals are different from our truths, to get the theme in of the generation there, or at least the first one, Black and White, not the 2s. And I don't know if I mentioned it before, but Black and White 2, specifically because I played White, so I got White 2, is the only game was the game at that point that I just did not finish the post game. I just did not finish it because I did not want to play it at all. I think it was a combination of having played White and then playing White 2, which is literally just exploring the same region again, aside and including some like new stuff. But it's just like you're in the same region again, and you have the old Pokemon again, and it's like you're not forced to use the newer stuff, because you're given like the opportunity to catch Riolu at the beginning and get Lucario, and it's just like, all right, here's a potentially overpowered Pokemon right at the bat. Not even to mention the fact that I got the event Genesect, which helped a lot, because for some reason, okay, so for White, I chose Snivy, and that's like the first time I chose a different starter that wasn't fire type, because if I was playing 2 generations, Charmander, Cyndaquil, Torchic, Chimchar, and then I chose Snivy for 5th generation. But then for the 2s, Black and White 2, I chose Tepig. And just for some reason, the entire playthrough, I was just struggling. Like, it was just not a good playthrough. And I was like, why did I choose Tepig? I should have chose Snivy again, just because I liked Snivy a lot better than Tepig and friggin' Inborn or firefighting type. And it's just like, ugh. And I didn't like the design at all. And just for some reason, like, I think its stats were just not the greatest for what I was trying to do with it, and I was not playing it correctly, playing to its strengths, and it's just like, why am I having so much trouble? And then it's like, because I only did like the solo run, I got an Eevee and a Vaporeon for my water Pokemon to surf around and stuff, but it's just like, that was also struggling. It's just like, it didn't have any good attacking power, And it's just like the entire playthrough I was not having a fun time, really. So yeah, the 2s are like the first game that I just did not do the post game. Also, fun little thing is that I actually got like the edition guidebooks for Black and White and the 2s, and even the guidebook is a mess. Like, it shows stuff that's like, it just goes area by area, regardless if it's post-game or stuff. It doesn't have, like, a linear path, and then, like, okay, now you can go back to these areas and re-explore them. Now it's just like, okay, here's everything. Oh, this is the post-game stuff. Don't read that yet. And then it's just like, yeah, I just did not like it. Also, I just have issues with the 2s. I don't know why. It's like, I know they're kind of like improved versions of Black and White, but I like White better than the 2s. I mean, that's just my opinion, obviously, so I don't know. Maybe I'll do a video like looking at the teams that I had, but it's just like I'm looking at it and I'm like, yeah, the only saving grace that I have was like just pure firepower and Genesect, the event Genesect that I got, and it's just like, yeah, that's literally how I got through the game. Yeah, really, okay, I think I rambled on long enough, if anybody's still watching it. Yeah, I mean, oh, speaking of, I also have another, little Zekrom figurine from one of the cardboard packets of trading cards from a while ago. It was the one that had, like, the Battle City coin flip one with, I forget which Pokemon, but it's Kyurem and Mewtwo, the Pokemon Battle City one. I got that card, so it's from whatever set that was in. It can show how old that set is, and that's when I kind of started getting into the Pokemon TCG, but it wasn't until like much later that I started actually playing it and did the online stuff. Okay, anyway, this wasn't so much of a reaction as just me rambling on about Gen 5 and how much I like it. Yeah, so I think I'm just gonna cut it here. So this has been Orange Galen. Like, leave a comment, and subscribe if you want to see more. Hit the bell for when I actually do update and post new videos. And I will see you all later for hopefully the next Bofuri episode, or maybe it's another Evolutions episode. Because I'm planning on bulk recording today, because this is one of the few times I have like 2 days off in a row. So it's just like, okay, I'm going to bulk record stuff and eventually edit them and release them. So yeah, again, work schedule's all over the place, but since, again, 2 days in a row, it's like, all right, don't need to rush through stuff. I can take my time. And in this case, it's been 23 minutes of me just rambling on, and 8 minutes of watching the actual video. Was it like 8 minutes long? And I've talked like twice as long now. Anyway, yeah. So this has been Orange Galen, and I've already said the spiel, and I will see you all later.